There is no public. Is everybody happy with the normal? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Apologies for absence or members away on official council business. The ones that have been had so far is Councillor Bates.
Councillor Watson.
Sorry?
And Councillor Watson.
Councillor Watson. Which Watson? Martin?
Martin.
What Watson's you got?
Steve Watson. We've got two Watsons now.
Yeah.
Apologies from Councillor Bates, sub Councillor Bell. Apologies from Councillor Riri, sub Councillor Hobley, and Councillor Steve Watson. Apologies. Okay, everybody happy? So not propose they're accepted.
Yeah.
Councillor Jackson, seconded by Councillor Humphreys. All in favour? Yep. Disclose of both pecuniary and non-pecuniary interests. You should declare. Thank you. Public participation. We have no indication that there's any public issues. Thank you. Minutes of the meeting subcommittee held on the 30th of June 2025. Has everybody read those and happy, or are there any issues that anybody wants to raise? First acceptance from the chair. Seconded by Councillor Miller. All those in favour? Any against? Unanimous, thank you. Item 6, the North Warwickshire Community Safety Partnership Plan and Progress Report. Becky?
Well, firstly, Chair, apologies. You'd normally have Julie Taylor here, but you're stuck with myself and Mike, so we will do our best. This report just outlines the updated partnership plan that's been put together based on the new community safety partnership priorities, and outlines some of the work that we are doing in this area. Happy to take questions.
Everybody's read the report. Anybody have any questions? Councillor Bonnet.
It was just that it seems to be a draft version. There's quite a lot of highlighted bits that look like they need filling in. Are we going to get timescales for when it's going to get finalised?
Yeah, through you, Chair. So it was tabled at the Responsible Authorities Group in December, and obviously this group. So if there's no major amendments, we'll go through the draft and make it a formal document.
Thank you. Okay. Any other questions or queries? Councillor Hobley.
Thanks, Jed. It's just a quick one, just to note, thanks to Julie and colleagues at Refuge. I did the draft policy writing as a result of the work that they brought to the last meeting that I was at as well. And the things that we've got put in place, in particular, Be the Difference and the Aspire and Thrive programmes are fantastic. And just to note that the Walk With Us, they are really, really valuable if any councillor wants to go on the Walk With Us meetings with the police. They normally post when they're happening. At the most, there's been about 10 attendees on the Walk With Us with the violence against women and girls reduction. If you put a different hat on and say you want violence against women and girls to stop, people will stand outside your council house with flags strapped to their back, but don't seem to be interested when it's actually with the police and giving out safety products. But it is really, really valuable for those that have come, and if anyone can join them, I really recommend it. So thanks to Nikki, who is the police officer, the female police officer who Nick, what?
Nikki Rozelski.
That's the one. For all her work with that, because I know it's quite difficult coordinating it. So thanks for that.
Elaborating on that, the next one's in Royal Meadow Drive on the 29th of this month, I think, in the morning. Can't remember the time. 2019. You see it on the police website. Okay. Councillor Bell?
Think like this before.
Oh, sorry.
The councillor Bell go.
Sorry, Mike, go on.
I've got some questions on road safety, killed and seriously injured on the road, and also on our relationship with schools, but I don't know whether to bring it up here or wait for the private session. Take your advice, Chair.
I think it's probably better to leave it to the P&C session, because we've crossed that line once before, and we're just being cautious not to divulge the stuff that is confidential. Any other questions, Mike?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. It's good to see the report. There are some gaps, as you identified. There is a lot of detail as well. A lot of figures in there. There's a lot to celebrate. We do, as a full council across political spectrums, take community safety partnership work, very seriously, and that's good that we do that. You can see the amount of work that's gone into trying to make a difference with the limited budgets that we've got now in North Warwickshire. And you can see the funding pots that we've tried for. The community engagement is only to be celebrated. The walk with the copper and things like that, it's absolutely brilliant. I'd love to see that come out into more areas. The 20 is plenty outside school. I think we all, as a council, need to try and get that bedded in as the normal. Across Warwickshire, we seem to be falling behind nationally in that 20-mile-an-hour speed limit. So working with our partners in county, I'm sure we could help chastise them along to get some meaningful differences made there in partnership with them. Well, the perception of safety in the daytime seems to come out very, very highly, perception of safety, but during night time, that picture changes quite dramatically. So it would be nice to see some hotspot patrols or an ASB car visiting some of those zones early on, early interventions before anything can actually get going as a crime prevention, rather than having to go to attend things that have already happened. So I know we've done a lot of good work with the CCTV here in this building that joins up with the police to make that happen as well. So long may that continue. But the PSP orders seem to have gone down very well. I think there's been a marked difference since those PSP orders have been in place. So it proves that was another good decision that we made across the board. I think we got full support for the PSP orders, which is right and proper. I would like to see or know why all of a sudden we've gone from about 173 ASB reports to over double that. That just seems to be a lot, whether it's increased reporting, whether that is a trend that we could try and address, I don't know. But it does seem to be a massive increase. It could be the fact that, look, there is a different reporting system for it now, or it could be that it is just on the increase. So, but it's a piece of work. I don't think you can fault what we all try and put together. We work well with the police, well with the partners. There's no politics brought into these meetings ever, which is good to see, and it's purely for the benefit of the public. So I only wish we had a little bit more money to make more difference for the officers. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I'll ask Becky, this, the previous meeting, there was, or previous council meeting, there was the two new community safety officers. I asked Becky just to outline what their function will be and how it will perform. Becky?
Yes, thank you through you, Chair. So seamless segue, thanks to Councillor Osborne. We had two community safety officer posts approved at the special subgroup last week, which will give the community safety capacity in terms of delivery. So we expect that these roles will be able to provide some community engagement and behaviour change. So things like parking is an absolute essential, isn't it? So behaviour change, but also the enforcement side. And I think we were, through you, Chair, we're going to ask this group to highlight any areas to prioritise for those two posts. So, for example, parking's obviously come out already, illegal trading. Councillor Osborne mentioned the perception safety at night and having some visible presence. So the idea is that these will be council offices, similar to PCSOs, but not PCSOs. There will be a visible presence for the council to enforce and to create that behaviour change within the community. So they would sit within the communities team and very much feeding into this board in terms of outputs and outcomes.
The way you put it before, it's PCSO without the P.
It is.
I think that is a good analogy. Councillor Hopkins?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Just to come back on that, Becky, obviously they're going to be working outside of the normal 9 to 5 on some of the shifts, which does bring the increased risks along with the later working times, the darker nights and whatever. Are we just making sure that they've got all of the personal safety on the connection to the CCTV control room? I would imagine all that's been factored into their
There's assessments done
Yeah,
for every
yeah,
operation.
that's good. It's good to hear. Thank
It
you.
won't just be ad hoc, it will be clearly assessed. Councillor Dell?
Thank you. Yeah, when this was being suggested, I actually spoke to the police inspector about this. First of all, to see whether it's something she would welcome, which she did. I didn't want them to see it as a competition sort of thing. And what she said was her priority for them would be in support of the Addiston Public Space Protection Order, because the police feel they haven't got enough time to enforce it as much as they should. They do some enforcement, but there's not a record of having put it, actions that have been taken. And when that comes up for renewal, the number of actions that have been taken will be taken into account. And if there aren't enough, it'll be said that it's not needed. It's quite interesting, really, because if the order's in place, people might be behaving themselves, so we might not need to take action. But anyway, it's a bit of a run on there, but still. So one of the things on the list has to be to support that. So and we've got them anywhere else. There's public space protection orders.
Yeah, for you, Chair, we've got one in Fulham.
Oh, so that too then.
Thank you. I think just from what I've read what Councillor Osborne said, is that funding this year we had £15,000 in the budget. What we've done this year is tried to spend that on, I'll say, high focus parts, such as the when the incidents up at Arley and Ansley and the dealers car thefts, which that was my wish for that budget, just to use on things that could have a fairly immediate effect, not sort of long term. So from what Becky said, if you can send to me what everybody perceives as their priorities, we'll then have a list of however many long, and I can go through with the officers and bring it down to a workable list and take the ones that most people see as being priorities. And I'm almost certain it'll come out of parking at schools, because everybody says that. I've been just digressing me through Polesworth twice today, once when they were going in and once when they're coming out. And it's like a circus up there, trying to get through there. But that's that money, hopefully we'll have that in the budget for next year, and we'll continue to do this sort of thing through this group, to try and hit the things that have, short-term things that have a big impact. So just using the Faraday cases, there's about 3,600 of them gone out now, which, talking with the police, they like them because you get the comments, well, we never see any police. But every one of those that goes out is delivered by an officer. So the police are out physically doing, activities, but not only delivering them, they're giving other advice while they're out. And the same with the alarms. I mean, I don't know how many's been ordered, but that's well into 4 figures. And I think nearly all of them have gone out now. And they're enabled us to do it through our budget, that we didn't need to go cap in hand looking for it. You got a problem, you can hit it there and then. So that was, that's been quite successful. We're saying if everybody could send to me what they perceive as being their priorities or any other councillors send what they see as priorities, I'll certainly then go through it with the officers and bring that down to a workable list that we can monitor and report back on a regular basis. That's all for us.
This is gonna go mad, isn't it? So I won't.
I go to 3 or 4 parish councils, and let's just take this year from May. I can't get to all of them, but I go to the most of them. So I go 3 or 4 parish councils. Not once have we seen a police officer at any of those, and only half of them there's been a report and that's been sent into the individuals. And the Faraday case thing might be very successful, and it's good that it works, and I use them myself. But Mrs. and Mr. is blocked want actually to be able to go see the police officer, and when every one of those parish council on the agenda is an element for the police, and they don't turn up. So somehow we've got to get the police in front of the people, that the people know they've got a police.
Right to me, and I will contact the inspector.
Okay, thank you.
And just say that. I mean, I do agree, because say I'll come to the one here for Atherstone, and they don't attend everyone, but there's always a report of what they've done, what their KPIs are, and they attend, what, probably 50% of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they seem to have stopped going to Manchester though.
well, I know it's. I think a lot of it is a resource, but at least if they, you know, even if they only say they're coming once every 3 months, at least it's a contact point. Councillor Hadley?
Thanks, Chair. Margaret and I had a meeting with Adam Scousey and Andy Gibbons just shortly before Christmas, and we did bring this up because we haven't had a report of our parish probably for about 5 months now. It is a resource issue, and obviously there is a lot of parishes for the police to attend. They have committed to sending a report to every parish, and at our parish just gone, we did have a report from them. So even if they can't come, they have said we'll make sure that your SNT sends in your report. So ours was done this month, so hopefully, but it is a resource problem, as I'm sure you're aware.
Councillor Jackson?
And I just wanted to go back to the 2 attacks that happened in my ward, and the support we've had from the police and all the alarms and Faraday pouches have been, you know, very well, gratefully received by our residents. We are really grateful that the police have attended most of our parish meetings since the attacks, and I think, you know, that just shows that they're trying to prioritise where their problem area is. The one thing I was just going to bring up is the walk that we had in Anstey was very well attended. We had well over 30 women come along, and there was a couple of men that came along as well to support their wives. But the neighbourhood watch van came, and I just thought that was really, really useful. And I don't know if they attend every single walk that goes ahead, but I think it's really a good idea if we can recommend that goes to, because it gave a lot of advice to a lot of our residents, and even those that didn't join in on the walk, residents came out and got some advice from the Safe Neighbourhood Watch van. So I'd like to recommend that we put a note to say that it'd be really useful if any walks that go ahead, please can we get the van to attend.
That would be probably a tad on the difficult side, because it's he does have quite a circuit. Certainly, I mean, I've got his number. I'll give him a call and just ask him to try it with Nikki when they do the walks, and see whether there's maybe not all of them, a selection of them that they can do like that.
Yeah.
Councillor Bell?
Just in terms of the police and the community, these coupled with the copper events, which I think are a really good idea, are very poorly attended. And I just wonder, it's such a waste of their resource and such a waste of opportunity. And we did raise it with Andy actually when we had the meeting, Katie and I, and it was, I just wonder what we can do if they're going to do it, they need to let us know. They need to let councillors know so that we can really push it. Because what they tend to do is just to put it on their Facebook page, and not a lot of people see it. And sometimes when they're doing one in my area, I don't see it until it's too late to let everybody know. So you know, I don't want to discourage the police from doing it because I think it is a good idea, but we have to make it count if they are going to do it. So just need to think about how we can get the message out there, really.
You think about that, how we can sort of get them to, I mean, speak about Atherstone, that there's a new museum opening in Atherstone at the end of this month. And they are partnering up with the police, so the couple with a copper can be done there. And that's right in the main street, middle of the town. And that will be a regular basis there. Because they used to have the one in the arcade, which was no longer there, but now they've got a new location in the museum that that the museum are happy to have them, and the police are happy to go there. It's just a case now, like you say, we've got to get people to attend there.
Because they tend to do it in Dobbies as well, which is a good reason. You know, it's a good place for lots of people in the area to go to.
Yeah.
But if they knew about it.
I mean, I have been to some of the Atherstone ones, and they are pretty well attended, but I'm sure that other areas, you know, vary. Okay. Any other things or anything else you want to say about the other? I'm sorry.
Through you, Chair. I mean, it may be, when I was a county councillor in Coleshill, they were brilliant in Coleshill. I mean, all of them turned up down at the cricket club there, and I've got to say, it was really, really well attended. And it may be that if it's a bigger location, Atherstone, Poleswood maybe, and things like Coleshill, but the smaller villages, unfortunately, we've had a lot of attendance since it happened, and we need to, and I do understand it's a resourcing, and it has changed since the officer changed when Mike Redmond ended up being posted and somebody else come in that not got the same feel for it as that he had. And considering he was slim and fit, Mike Redmond used to stop and have tea and cake at every opportunity because that's how he felt when there was a morning. That's when he wanted to be seen, and it's very clever stuff. Because if a little old lady buys you a cup of tea and gives you a cup of, and speaks to the copper, she knows there's a copper.
Yeah. So I think it's.
And I include my wife in that long.
Sorry?
I include my wife in that long lady.
She calls you.
Although she doesn't give me any cake, although this body looks like it eats it.
She refers to you the fat old thing. Fat old geezers. I think
Before we finish the chair, I mean, when you were talking about killed and seriously injured, this last few, from Thursday onwards, I personally saw 5 people in ditches in and around where I live on roads that are not gritted. Do we actually have a list of what we do grit? And if it can be expanded? And again, once if you're living in unless there's a bus route in a small village, then you're not going to get anything. And to get out onto the roads that are gritted, it's difficult. So I said over 2 days, I saw 5 cars in ditches.
there's a actual route on the county council website that shows everywhere.
And sorry, Chair, just to interrupt there. Yeah, I know David was on, when I was on county, we're always asking for the gritting route map to be expanded.
Yeah.
And the answer was always no, but that doesn't mean to say we shouldn't ask, and we should, well, insist, in fact, where, you know, we know that there's roads that are really dangerous and quite busy that aren't being gritted. So, yeah.
I've had one this week that up 21 Oaks outside the care home up there. The grit wagon goes by both ends of the street, but don't go down it. And you know, it's so I've highlighted it to the county council, but you know, it's been like it years. Council, right?
Yeah, just going by what Margaret says. I mean, obviously Bads is one of the highest points in North Warwickshire, and there's a bus route that goes to Hilltop. Just by the name Hilltop, yeah, it's hoist up. St Nicholas Estate on a hill like that. Still on the bus route. I mean, this last couple of 3 days, it's been horrendous. Buses still to try and navigate it. It's
not gritted.
We're gritted. There's never gritted. It's not on grit. I've tried all the time as a county councillor.
So they've got a set route and that's it. They're not going to. They don't want to deviate from that route, do they? It's.
If we can't get them to expand the grit boots, perhaps we can get them to put more grit hampers, whatever they call them, outside bins so that people can throw a bit of stuff on the ground.
Parish councils have to pay for them. The grit bins are put there by the parish councils.
Oh, right,
The
okay.
the parish council buys the grit bin, council will fill it, provided that it's on a hill or somewhere that they deem to be worthwhile. I think the problem we had with that, as I say, locally down Convent Lane, is that once it snowed, the grit bin's empty, they don't come round and fill them because all the grit personnel are out on the wagons. So they fill them during the summer. The first time they're emptied, then they stay empty. I think that is that's the problem with the bins. But there are, you know, they have to request them through the parish council, and then it has to go through the county council, and they do a sort of an assessment. Is it somewhere where it's needed? If they say yes, the parish council buy the bin, county council fill it. Okay. That's about it.
Just on the issue of gritting as well, I mean, obviously we'd like them to grit more roads, but they don't seem to do any preemptive gritting at all. And the roads on Thursday last week were not gritted at all until
After the event.
Friday, Saturday. Even the A5 on Thursday night was absolutely treacherous.
Yeah.
And I had to go pick my wife up from Rugby train station, and even driving at 20 miles, less than 20 miles an hour down there, I couldn't stop at the roundabouts.
Yeah.
And then there was the fatality up near Dobbies as well.
Yeah.
There was
Fatality was it? Yeah. I know there's a big one.
There's a big accident, yeah. And these are major roads, and
Yeah,
they're just
yeah.
not gritting them.
Yeah.
They know that it's coming. Everyone knew that storm was coming, and they didn't do anything beforehand.
That was a frozen flood as well, which again.
Yeah.
Won't waste
I mean,
breath.
Yes, well, that's been that for a long time,
That
hasn't it?
comes, the gritting is county council. And I mean, if the county council come to the parish meetings, I think it's a case of go on the backs of the county councillors and get them to start putting pressure on. I don't know where
That's a very big if.
I don't know where else to go,
County council.
because I've tried it and failed, but you know,
Yeah, can I just add to what I was saying just now? Actually, on Saturday, I got behind, and it really was icy. I got behind a grit wagon at Furnish End, and I had to follow it all the way to Aviston because there's no overtaking. And it was doing really well. I mean, I didn't realise how much grit was coming off, and so I pulled further and further, and I followed it. And then I turned left, and then it went down Merivale Hill, and I still followed it down Merivale Hill. Then it went down Holly Lane, and I thought, why is it doing Holly Lane? Because although it's a rat run, it's not a main road. And then it turned left and went up the Sheepy Road, got to the bridge. As a sign said Leicester. The minute it got on the top of the bridge, it switched off.
Yeah.
It went down to the Pinnell, turned left, got a bit further up the road then, and the sign said North Warwickshire, and it came back on again. And I thought, for about a few hundred yards of road, why didn't it come? Because if you're driving on a gritted road, and then it's not gritted, still on a dangerous, through the S-bends as well, I thought, so I just wondered, and I think, well, we'll contact the county council, because that must have been going on when I was there and I didn't know. But if you're suddenly on a nice piece of gritted road, then you're not, it's going to come as a shock, all for the sake of a couple of shovelfuls of.
Yeah.
But that's Leicester for you.
Yeah.
Or us and Leicester. So,
yeah.
and because that part of the road is not on the route where, because what you don't want to do is a grit wagon to go up and down the road. You want it to follow a route where it's covering every time. So I doubt if Leicester have ever gritted that road. So let's get off of grit now. You can move on, Chair.
I think the thing for all of us is if you've got any gritting problems,
Yeah.
county councillor, because it doesn't fall within the remit of anybody else apart from them.
Sorry, Chair, just before you finish. However, you, as chair of this committee, could write in the officers' body to the county, particularly after this last icy spell, and say, you know, just what's been said, it wasn't preemptively gritted, and we knew it was coming, and it caused a lot of, you know, sort of to account for themselves, basically, and say why they haven't done it.
Good idea.
Especially with the fatality.
I'll do that. Yeah. Is there anything else around that, around these two new officers? I hope when they're in post, we'll get a regular report back of their effectiveness.
Do we know when they start?
The recruitment process is in in place now, I believe, is
Yeah, so through your chair, so it's literally just got signed off as special sub, so it's still got to go through its
So
evaluation and moderation. I'm hopeful, a few weeks. Not like Mr. Brown. Yeah, a few weeks.
who helps you that?
I'll put it around.
Okay, is everybody happy with that?
Just
Propose acceptance. Councillor Million, seconded by Councillor Hobley. All those in favour of? You. Item, what are we, item 7? The CSP funding update. Becky.
Yeah, through your chair, so this report just outlines where your community safety funding has been spent, so that includes your serious violence, your OPCC funding, and some of the UK shared prosperity funding.
Very happy with that?
Yeah.
First from the, what you say, Councillor Barnett?
Yeah, in relation to the UK SPF funding, actually, there's mention in there of 20 grand for a CCTV project, which is a bit vague. Wondered if there's any more information around what that was.
Is that Kirby Lee?
I think that project's come out slightly different. I can get the details and get that to you.
And the other question I had, and it's probably not for this board, but is there one of the boards that gets a report on how much of that UK SPF funding we've had this year? Because it'd be interested to know how it compares to the previous year.
Through each, I can tell you it was terrible. So this year the funding went through county council,
Yeah.
and we had a very small portion of that. A report will be going to exec board, which outlines kind of the spending, but it was
That's
absolutely
the board, yeah.
nowhere near.
Thank you.
Mr. Jackson?
Thank you, Chair. I was really pleased to see that the Operation Edward is going ahead and finally starting in January now. Julie was going to let me know when it was going to start. She was hoping to get me involved with it. Just wondering if you could just have so and let me know that's it. But I'm really pleased to see that it's ready to start.
Yes, so through you, Chair, we have got an event that's planned at Bodymore Heath later this month. I'll get the details to you this week.
Okay.
And we're just running it through management team. But yeah, I'll get that to you.
Okay, thank you.
Any other issues? First from the chair, that's accepted. Seconded by Councillor Hobley. All those in favour of? Anyone against? Thank you. Exclusion of the public and press. I'm going to read this. To consider in accordance with section 100A brackets 4 of the Local Government Act 1972, whether it is in the public interest that the item of business on the grounds that it involves the likely disclosure of exempt information as defined by Schedule 12A of the Act. Proposed by Councillor Hobley, seconded by Councillor Millier. All those in favour of? Thank you. Unanimous? Right. We've got